What?
All right, just had a computer crash. The life of YellBro. I didn't even know what I was fucking saying. I guess one of my overall points is the idea that they're bringing up is possible alongside his visit to the Middle East, right? It'd be important to kind of squash some of the tensions there by making it seem like, oh, maybe he's out here for us, maybe. Which I don't think will work with Iranians, considering the deal that's on the table for them. But maybe for the rest of the Middle East, it'll make them feel calm. Like Saudi Arabia probably gave him advice, just like they gave them advice about, like, hey, don't be fighting with the Houthis when you come over here. Just let that chill out. That might be the same. They might give him the same advice, like, yo, just like, PR-wise, separate yourself from Netanyahu, so that shit doesn't go down. But also, I'm considering their idea, where it could be that alongside, like, yo, if Israel attacks, like, I got nothing to do with it, Harry. Who is that? Where? Who? What? Where? When? I was just watching the UFC.
And then it could be like, oh, I gotta go help them out. Look what they did to them. You can play that card later.
Possibly. All right, let's continue. Sorry about the computer crash. Here we go.
I think they will. Believe it or not, I think they. Here's the thing. So, if you remember, a few things took place. One was with the Houthis, where Donald Trump effectively, supposedly made a deal with the Houthis, and they asked him about, say, hey, well, you cut a deal saying a truce between you, but the Houthis saying they're still hitting Israel.
They're hitting it right now.
Which they hit, yes.
Exactly. And Donald Trump was like,
I was about to say that. Yeah, they have been attacking Israel on their territory.
Yeah, what Jamarl's about to say is like, yeah, this is like what's throwing a curveball to me. So I'll just let him talk.
Okay.
Well, I don't have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
Just know they're not going to hit us.
Come on now, right? Like, come on.
Well,
meanwhile, you're in it for that reason.
Okay, sure. You just they bombed the hell out of Yemen, right? And now Yemen's retaliating on Israel, and rightfully so, but you have nothing to say about it?
He said, we don't have anything to do with it. And so we're leaving.
Oh, I read that last night. It was like, unless they hit our stuff, we're not bothering. Come on now.
Exactly.
I don't believe that either.
So what Lath...
Again, maybe they didn't see that. I'm pretty sure I saw that report. I can't remember exactly where I saw it. It might have been Dave DeCamp for antiwar.com. A really solid YouTube channel, by the way. Everyone should check that shit out. I think I heard it from him, where they're saying that the Saudis were like, yo, just stop fucking with the Houthis right now. Just stop. Stop fucking with them so that you can visit and it's nice and safe and nothing crazy happens. Right? Thus, maybe he's like, all right, Israel, you're going to have to eat some bullets, bro. They're going to shoot shit at you. It's not going to do enough to fuck your country over, but it'll be enough to get people to play raid sirens, right? And get people to run inside and go to bomb shelters. Which is still a little bit crazy and dark to me, but you know what I mean. All right, listen, you're going to have to eat some... And let's be real, Netanyahu doesn't care about the citizenry, bro. He cares about expanding the territory and taking over. I don't think he cares about any of his citizens, really. Except for ones that work with him personally.
Maybe not even them.
In fact, it might be a good... Like, if Michael Rappaport is out there, you know, being a cunt on the beach somewhere and he got hit by a missile, Netanyahu might cheer for that. Like, damn, we can use that as narrative. Damn. Thank you for your sacrifice, Michael, you fucking cunt. I can't stand these people that celebrate, like, the killings of other people. People that have nothing to do with these things. They just celebrate it like weirdos. Like, it's just disgusting to me. All around disgusting. But whatever. Point is, maybe that's what happened. Maybe he told Israel, like, yo, listen, you're going to have to eat some shit for a bit if the Houthis shoot at you. They don't have too much of an arsenal, so they're not going to destroy your country, but you're going to have to eat some shit for a bit while I make this visit, I get some deals done, and then we go after Iran. Or something way more sinister, where Trump's the dupe, he goes out there, he gets killed, they blame Iran, and then the entire world goes after Iran. Right?
Go get him.
I mean, didn't they? Trump and his team were blaming one of the assassination attempts on Iran.
They were.
Were they not? Exactly. So
Yes. Maybe they put Trump in the Tupac Island.
maybe dumb fuck Trump doesn't know what's going on. Maybe he is that stupid. He's getting played. Anyways, here we go.
Pointed out, late thing was, okay, well,
Do I have a body
is gonna
double?
act as if Israel is hitting them, when really
What's his name?
the U.S. is continuing.
Wait, what's the comedian's name, man?
Who?
The comedian who does Trump impersonations. Why am I forgetting his name right now?
Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis. I sent my body double Shane Gillis out there to take the bullet for me.
Christ, they killed Shane.
Nobody ever knew. They never saw it coming. All right, here we go.
To hit them, basically setting up this context of we didn't have anything to do with any of this stuff. We broke ties with Israel. They hit Iran, and to your point, I don't believe for a moment that Israel will hit Iran without the U.S. permission. I mean, even in the negotiation thing in the New York Times, if you remember, he brings Netanyahu here and tells him, "We're not going to attack Iran," which means neither are you. So any attack on Iran is on some level greenlit by the United States. I mean, it's proof of concept just in the New York Times by itself.
Because Israel would probably get ran. Like if they 1v1 Iran, they're getting ran over. I'm telling you that right now. They will get ran over. If it's a 1v1, I think it's GG's. It's absolutely GG's. Which means Israel only does something if they know the U.S. gets involved. With Iran, I'm saying in particular. Other places, I'm sure they can handle themselves, but with Iran, I don't think they can. I don't think they can. As far as the information I've heard, I don't think they can handle themselves 1v1ing Iran, unless Iran holds back. But, all right, here we go.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't think that this is going to work, but they can try to distance themselves from it. It's clear that Iran knows something is up. And
Anthony, I think I'm in love, by the way.
With,
I'm in love.
I don't buy for a second that Trump would go in and negotiate with the Houthis sans
You're about to get
at all. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I just don't. Like,
she could shit talk.
Why would... Like, all you have to do to negotiate with the Houthis is to not put your ships in the way of their fire. You don't need to do anything else. There's no ceasefire needed. And the only thing Israel needs to do to stop being bombed is to stop bombing Gaza. And that's not going to happen. So what are we talking about? Like, oh, we made a deal with the Houthis. What, that you're not going to go in their waters? Like, that's what you should have done from the beginning. That's not a deal.
Well, there's more, actually.
Go ahead.
So the cradle... So apparently, the Israeli lobby is getting involved in Congress to kill any deal that Trump makes either with the Saudis or the Iranians. Like, meaning there are multiple data points of trying to get across this notion of, okay, there's some conflict between the United States and Israel now. And one of those data points is congressional pressure using AIPAC or using the lobby to say, hey, you can't get anything done without our support, which is, aggravating to me as an American that this foreign country is effectively affecting our politics, but whatever. Apparently a video has been put out of Israel going after Trump.
Whoa. Oh, come on.
Now, this I have not seen.
No, I mean, like, I don't believe that either. Like, I mean, it exists, but I don't believe that it's genuine.
Have you seen it? Well, you've seen the video, right? Because you've seen this video. But that's brand new or something? I have not seen that, I don't think. Where Israel's going after Trump. I have not seen it.
They don't play the video.
They don't play it? Maybe, okay. Maybe they'll talk about it enough where I can just find it myself. There we go.
And Drop Zone News is reporting.
Drop site.
This one too, while we're at it.
I think it means drop site
points that are available.
Thank you, because I'm not caught up.
Okay. So, announced Gaza deal with minimal Israeli input, says Israeli report.
Okay, I've seen this.
And they are effectively saying that they're coming up with this comprehensive framework for Gaza. Now, I think this piggybacks on this notion that the United States is going to administer the concentration camp in Gaza. And that...
I have seen this.
I'll just read it. The initial phase would involve the U.S. helping manage aid distribution via Israeli-built supply centers. Later stages would include U.S. and Arab oversight over Gaza's reconstruction. The plan envisions an eventual Israeli military withdrawal alongside partial dismantlement or disarmament process of Hamas fighters.
Once again, we're aware that the guy's making a visit over there. This doesn't sound right. Something's not right about this. I don't know. I've read this, and hey, I leave room for the possibilities of this, but at the same time, I'm very skeptical. Very skeptical. All of a sudden, this guy is, instead of saying, just finish the job, just kill him or kick him out, beachfront property, beautiful real estate over there, to, we're now going to be active over there, we're going to, fucking make sure aid gets out, kick all the Israelis out of occupying, and set up a real place for Palestinians, like all of a sudden when he's about to go visit. Doesn't that sound like weird? I don't know.
Very weird.
Just comes off as not realistic to me. But then again, I leave room for possibilities. But it's just something about it just doesn't smell right. That all of a sudden doesn't sound right. But here we go.
So basically, trying to disarm Hamas and controlling the area. Resistance from Hamas. Well, obviously, Hamas doesn't believe anything that you're saying, considering you had a deal when you first got in and you let Israel violate the entire deal. So what it sounds like from Hamas's point of view, okay, you want to disarm us, make us defenseless, and they're going to kill us when you finish, right? They're not the same for thinking that. So it's a key concessions under consideration. The deal would allow Hamas leadership to remain involved in Gaza's future civil governance and possibly grant immunity from assassination. Immunity from assassination.
See, it doesn't sound real. It does not sound realistic at all. You're gonna allow Hamas to come back and be the fucking leader? Like, you're not doing. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. I do not believe that. Here we go. It sounded like bullshit. As I was reading it, I'm like, this does not sound right.
About that. When you read this, like, whoa.
I'm not exactly. Your reaction tells me that it's probably not real. Like, it's so far removed from anything that we've ever seen. I just don't. Trump he is too ingratiated, and he owes the Israeli lobby and the Zionists way too much because of their donations to his campaign. Like, I'm sorry, but Israelis, Jews in general, are the biggest theater kids. So it's like they're so dramatic.
It's racist.
I just don't I don't buy this.
It's racist.
It's too over the top.
And all of it is.
I agree. Too over the top, and this might be like an IQ test, like one of those IQ tests for like an Alex Jones to see what he does. See, look, we need to get peace with Hamas and the Palestinians, make peace with them, and make the world a better place. Get the Israelis out of there, and like, is Alex Jones like right now like bragging about, look at the peace president, look what he's doing. Then if shit like turns back around, is he gonna like? See, I was a part of Trump's plan the whole time. See, those dirty Palestinians over there, we had to kill them. Get them out, get them rid of them. Kill them all. It's like he's gonna just like turn around with them or something. Like, pause. Maybe no pause for that guy. But like, I'm just curious, like, the way people are reacting to this, if they're even covering it. Because I read this, I'm just like, what the freak? But all right, here we go.
It's coming out like within a day.
Yeah, 24 hours. Less than 24 hours is all coming out.
When I woke up this morning, I saw like it was like item.
Yes.
All on Friday too.
I'm still catching up. Like, as I'm talking to you, it's crazy. Alongside the victory parade. Plus, he is like seething over that victory parade. He is pissed. He is so jealous. It's so funny. He's announced 2 victory days, a victory parade, since this all started. So he's just going crazy in general. He's pissed. He's so jealous. None of his plans have worked. The thing with China backfired. We've gone from he said like 100 and some countries. He said more than the total number of countries. Anyway, we're negotiating with him, and we've whittled that all the way down to 1 with the UK. That doesn't matter because we have a trade surplus with them anyway. What are we doing? So unless he's like listening to them to circle back, maybe there's a chance, a slight, small chance that he's listening to his base, not that he's doing where he's making it appear that he's doing what they want him to do, because there's still a very strong pushback against Israel. There's a lot of that anti-Semitism stuff that, backlash and all of that. So there could be that. I mean, that's another options that I could maybe think of, but that's about it. I just don't see any reason why this would be true. You're muted.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm very skeptical. I mean, I was cynical of these negotiations in the first place. Part of me was slightly optimistic that my cynicism was wrong. Because, if you're cynicism can be every bit as much of a bias as anything else. It's just, and so I was like, okay, he sent Wickoff. Maybe in his mind he wants a deal. By the same token, you're surrounded by neocons, and they keep pushing you to maximize or maximum.
Man, and how did he know to pick neocons as his cabinet? How did he know to do that?
Out of everybody. Yeah.
Crazy, huh?
The company he kept.
Interesting. Very interesting. Accident, I guess. He's like, you, come on over here. What's your name? Marco? Yeah, come on in. Welcome. Fuck.
Maximize what your wants are, which is going to kill the deal. And so it's kind of like, okay, the moment that Wickoff gets delegitimized, they're attacking him left and right. The moment I start hearing Rubio pipe up, we need basically a Libyan option. I'm like, okay, we're screwed. Like this is going nowhere. Like this is bad.
That's the thing that contradicts it all, right? The neocons are in office. Waltz was removed. He's not a neocon, though. He's a huge Israeli shill. And his rumored replacement is Stephen Miller, who is the biggest Iran hardliner that we have. So it's like, you're not.
I don't know about biggest, but he definitely is one.
Your actions are betraying your words in a way.
Tom Cotton.
This guy, the only person that's against
Tom Cotton
striking of Iran in any form or fashion. Well, there's two. Form or fashion is Tulsi Gabbard, who has no say. She's
Egon with no swag, bro.
To the side, and Pete Hegseth. That's it.
Yeah, it's that. Look, I've had people on the show who were very optimistic.
We've heard.
And I guess my thing is looking at it through the context of history. And you can look at all of these other countries, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Sudan is a basket case, and the last man standing is Iran. And
by the way, if you bring up Syria, where the American public felt like they stopped the Syrian war, right? They stopped America sending troops to Syria. But meanwhile, the country was still subverted, and there were ground troops that were American-backed running throughout that fucking country. So it's like by hook or by crook type of shit. That's why you can't just take their fucking narratives as being real until you see it happen as real. Right? It just is what it is. But, all right, here we go.
It didn't matter to president. It might have taken 20, 30 years, but we've finally got to Iran with a government full of Zionists and with a president that has given Israel a full license to do whatever they want. Hey, if you want to take down city blocks, have at it. If you want to murder children, have at it. If you want to openly starve 2 million people, no issue. We'd even go to the ICJ and argue that you have the right to starve 2 million people, which, by the way, they did a week ago.
And that's why, even if, once again, I leave room for everything, right? Let's say he made a quote-unquote peace deal with Hamas and some sort of real ceasefire or something. Like, he's already done all this. We can't forget about that.
We can never forget this.
But something tells me people will forget and be like, look, the peace president is here. It's like, bro, they were already sniping children, bombing children, starving children, with no real excuses, no excuses for it. Sorry, Hamas was not hiding under this child's crib, right? Or this family of 10 all dying on one day. Hamas was in the living room with them. Sorry. That's bullshit. So this guy saw that and okayed it. And fed them more bombs to do so. And watched them brazenly murder civilians en masse. Once again, it's like daily. 100 people dying a day, seemingly. What was it? Like, I think it was like 109. Last night when I watched the anti-war news with Dave DeCamp, within a 24-hour period, over 100 people killed.
Jesus Christ.
And that's not even counting the people that are injured that will die at some point, or the people that might be under rubble that are dead already that they're not counting because they can't find them, right?
Yeah.
Like, it is a full-blown massacre, genocide, Holocaust happening over there. And if Trump somehow makes a deal tomorrow, I'm like, all right, he made a deal. But all this happened too. I need him to give me a reason why that happened first. Why he had to allow it to happen first before he maybe didn't know about it. Like, okay, be blatantly honest. Like, yo, listen, YellBro, I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know what was going on. I just thought there was some crazy war, and I'm gonna help my friend BB. I'm gonna help my friend BB out. I'm gonna feed him bombs by the fucking dozens. Just here we take the bombs. Go ahead. But something tells me he knows about it. Like, you didn't know about that? How come some old lady from Wisconsin on her free time finds out about it, but you have no idea and you're the fucking president? The commander-in-chief, the guy who runs the foreign policy, basically? You're telling me you didn't find out about it? So that wouldn't be realistic to me. And then on the questions go. I know people would be like, yo, bro, just leave him alone, man. He made a peace deal. It's like, well, he killed a shit ton of people before he did that. Blatant, brazen bombing of civilians in Yemen as well. Where he recorded it and showed everyone about it. Like, look at the fuck I did. Look at this. Bombed a prayer circle of civilians. And then claimed it was military planning by the Houthis. Like, so you lied right there. You were lying. You just blatantly bombed civilians. Incredible, man. So there's no way around this. It's too late. And this is not to mention the first 4 years he had already, where he hasn't answered questions for those fucking actions either, right? As of now. So, once again, no free fucking passes over here. You don't get fucking cookies and kudos and hugs for doing the right thing. You're just supposed to do the right thing. That's it. Period. You're supposed to do the moral thing. Straight up. If you think what you're doing is moral, ask your people. Ask your constituents. Is this the right thing to do, guys? You know what? I'm going to override my constituents and just do what I think is right. I'll say fair enough, but I'll call you an idiot while you're doing it. Like, okay, you're kind of dumb. That you couldn't think any deeper beyond just bomb them. It's once again, there's no ways out of this. There's no way out of it. Period. So I leave room for peace deals, but I don't leave room for this guy somehow did this. Like, oh, he did a good job. Like, no, he didn't. He did a horrendous job.
You could leave room for that there could be new information that might change your perspective, even if slightly, or modify one thing or another about like what you know.
What, the bombings were all simulations? They're computer simulated CGI, or he thought they were demons the whole time. Like, oh, I was having a schizophrenic episode and I thought they were demons, so I said bomb them. It has to be something like that, where I'm like, oh, should I empathize with that? But that means you should leave right now. You shouldn't be in this position. Every scenario that I can think of right as of now, logically, he has to leave. Like, all right, you're done. Get out of this position. Oh, you didn't mean to? God, you made a mistake. Get the fuck out. Go back to kindergarten.
Okay, so you admitted. I mean, the common logic is that there's people that are worried about having the ceasefire in Russia-Ukraine issue because they don't want Ukraine to like reposition and use that time to do this and that. So like the same thing with the Hamas thing. As bad as it is, and as much as I agree with like the general atrocity here, I just think that when you're like in an executive position like that, whether you like it or not, whether anybody likes it, it's strategy. Like there's strategy for every country. It's not the thing I like the least. I think one of the things I really like the least is how facetious and propagandicious everything is, which makes it painful and undesirable even to talk because you have to talk to so many madmen and madwomen with their blatant exaggerated propaganda. But the strategy will have to include like thinking about like that. Okay, well, if you supply them, then you supply Hamas, then it lasts longer or something. Like there might be something like that. And if he were to go in and just be like, okay, I'm Trump, I'm gonna go and solve all this and dive all into all this stuff, he would get accused of like being involved too much in there. Like, I mean, he has made those statements. I'm aware of those statements where he was like, "Oh, it's a nice resort area. Like, it's nice weather." I mean, Trump is not always the best with words and stumbles on it. Says kind of whatever. I'm kind of blockhead things sometimes, but
beachfront
kind of
property.
things that are rough sometimes. It's like, oh, he said that not so gracefully, but whatever. I don't know. I guess I would just I guess I don't think it calls for him stepping down.
Yes,
Is
it
that's
does.
what you're
By
saying?
my standards, yes,
Okay,
he needs to step down immediately.
right.
Just for his own soul and conscience sake, step down. You're
But
either a part of
you
it
would
or you're
say
a
that you
fuck
need
up.
the same accounting from the Biden administration as well, because I think they presided over this about 5 times
Are you
longer
doing the
than he has.
whataboutism shit? You don't need to do that with me. You've plenty of people who have watched. They already know my shit about Biden. But guess who's president right now, making decisions? So there you go. You don't need to hear about Biden right now. Like,
No, I mean, I think he isn't able to do as much as he wants. I mean, I don't think any of us have the illusion that the president is all powerful, can just do whatever they want, just snap their fingers.
but he seems to. He's given us actually some new logic in regards to what the president can and can't do. Because we've seen some executive orders signed, and all of a sudden, people are trying to get shipped out of the country. He does have some
he signed
decent
one about
power.
an overtime tax, and it hasn't gone into effect because Congress has to vote on it because there's a process. It definitely.
But
It is
we're talking
what
about commander in chief here. When he names you a national security threat, he gets to fuck with you. Guess what? He stopped shipments of money and weapons and intelligence from Ukraine. He blocked it. It was a Biden order. He stopped it immediately for the sake of negotiations. Granted, he lit it back up again, but he apparently had the power to do that. Man, could he do that with Israel, knowing that they're blatantly committing a genocide? Blatantly. Could he do that with them? Huh. So it'd be weird that he thinks he could do it in Ukraine, but not with Israel. That'd be crazy. A crazy assessment by him. Where it's like, man, I could do this with Ukraine because it's Ukraine, but I can't do this with Israel.
Well,
That'd
you're
be
talking
crazy
about
if he thought that, right?
2018 versus 2025.
He did that in 2025. He stopped aid to Ukraine in 2025.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the infamous thing you got impeached about.
No, not the perfect phone call. Where even that was a business. That wasn't even him trying to stop any wars. That was him saying, "I'll hold back aid to you until you give me information on Biden and his kid or some shit like that." So that wasn't even about stopping wars. So, but anyways, I'm talking about 2025, where he actually stopped shipments of weapons and intelligence and all that shit because he was in the middle of negotiations with Ukraine. He's like, I'm going to stop because you talk shit to me. You talk so much shit that I'm stopping all this. You're not getting any more. He ended up letting it go later. But apparently he had the power to do that, which means what? That means he has the power to do that with Israel as well. Now, if you're telling me he's ignorant of what's happening in Israel, once again, there's a grandma in Wisconsin that knows more than him then. Which means, get the fuck out and give me the grandma instead for now. Till we find someone better.
How much power does he have over Ukraine? I mean, I don't know. I would argue that, but I don't know. It's complicated.
I just told you, stop. Am I tripping?
Okay, well, he also said lots of things that Zelensky basically just flat out refused, and then went over to Europe.
So? What's that have to do with him giving aid or not?
Well, as a
United
president,
States.
he doesn't really dictate that much. Doesn't dictate literally everything.
Yes, Europe can give them shit out of their own free will, out of their own pockets. They can give Ukraine shit. What's that have to do with U.S. giving aid? He could stop U.S. giving aid. He just showcased he could stop that from happening. So what's his excuse in Israel?
I mean, I thought he did threaten stuff like that, and then he changed his tune. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's limits to what he can do. He tried to. He said he was.
He did. He literally stopped
his last campaign. He
literally put a pause on
it.
it.
You're not able to do like.
I'm making this up or something.
What was it? Fiduciary. There's like this anti-fiduciary. I don't know, clause or some stuff like this. So that got overturned because he wasn't able to do that.
All right, we're going down filibuster lane. I'm gonna keep it moving because you're not really responding with anything as like a logical counterpoint.
I'm trying to give a concrete example as to like how he's limited, what he can do.
But I gave you examples where he actually did something, and you're not addressing it. You're not addressing it. The idea of aid from the U.S. to a foreign country. He already showed he can put it on pause, even though he didn't even make the order. It was Biden's order of shit of weapons and shit like that. He put that on
at the end of the
pause,
day,
which means he can
yo,
kind
bro,
of
like he'll get caught up in these wars. People keep saying that, right? Like, so it would be better to have a decent working relationship with Israel rather than extreme standoffish, like bitch relationship, so that then basically they can get involved and get something
so you let
going, and
them
then
genocide.
we'll have to back them up or
You let
whatever.
them.
Besides the fact that they have Western Europe as well, at least.
So you allow them to genocide people. Got it. Which means what? By my moral standards, get the fuck out of office then.
Okay, Team America.
If you're afraid to do that, get the fuck out of office then. You're done. It's not even like, yo, let's go bomb Israel, guys. Like, that's not even the scenario. The scenario is stop handing them bombs to kill fucking innocent people with. That's simple. Oh,
I mean, you were criticizing like the idea of that the negotiation involved like keeping Hamas. That's probably Hamas's terms. I mean, like I don't know. I feel like there's more information that's needed here.
Wait, what? See, he gets in the.
You were
You go to these
criticizing
places where you don't even
I
make
mean,
sense.
in the video they're discussing that like Hamas was going to stay on, and you and Boss were saying like that it's like that's ridiculous. So they're not really going to let that happen. I mean, yeah, true. The law will be then the treaties and things will be interpreted later by main power, but like I don't know that terms are like bubbled up because that was our idea or Israel's idea. It's probably like Hamas's terms, part of their terms, or Palestine or whatever, Gaza's terms or whatever.
No, dude, part of their terms were to step down completely. That was part of Hamas. The thing that Trump funded and armed Israel to break the ceasefire with, that deal was for them to step down and then eventually relinquish themselves as the military. They were going to step out of government and be like, okay, we're no longer the government of Gaza. And then if you get an actual state built for them, like give them actual like UN power, like you are now a state, they would have fully disbanded, according to them. But we never got to find out what would happen because guess what? Israel broke the fucking ceasefire and started bombing people again.
Isn't that Israel's MO? It isn't really related to Trump? I don't know, man. Whatever.
Sure, maybe that's Israel's MO, but why are we feeding them bombs while they're doing it? Why would you do that? Doesn't make sense. But man, I don't agree with what Israel's doing, but let's arm them and fund them anyways. And give them intelligence too. Does that make sense to you? Either he's that incompetent, get the fuck out. Or he's a part of it, get the fuck out. In both scenarios. So I think you're just running, you're in an alley now, Ben, essentially. There's no argument to be made, I think, about this.
I mean, it's a conflict that's like
You would have to make up a scenario that we have not seen exist yet. That no one has seen evidence of yet. You'd have to give me that scenario for this to work out in whatever argument direction you seem to be going towards. Make it make sense. I'll go with it.
I mean, I would look at not having a war with Iran as a type of, despite all the bad things, a really like a really positive, super duper positive thing, which means
he was in a deal with Iran already. He pulled out of it.
Hmm?
He started his presidency.
Now you're going back though.
In a deal with Iran, he pulled out of it.
What we're looking at is, is currently that's something I think Iran's interested in to some degree. I'm not an expert, man, and I shouldn't be talking about this. You guys go ahead, just watch the video. I mean, I'm good. I don't really need to go further with debating about this because I just don't know enough.
Fair enough.
So
fair enough. But yeah, he pulled out of the deal that he's now trying to reinstate with different. I mean, the point of doing that would be for different terms, to get different terms in regards to the deal. But he's making these impossible terms that Iran will probably not go for. And if they go for it at the fucking with a gun pointed at their head, that's also not what people would want as far as peace negotiations. That's not peace negotiations at all. That's the mistake that Scott Ritter was saying.
Because not everybody's a hippie like you and me. I mean, like they're just cared about money. Like that's why with Ukraine, he negotiated to where like Ukraine has to pay us now. We're not just giving them money now or whatever. Like this, really money is important, but it of course is nothing about the humanitarian compared to the humanitarian losses and fucking tragedies. But in reality, I think that's how the world works. Is that everybody here, all these governments, they care about money.
I'm wrecked. Sure. Let's go with that one. Granted, we just once again already given like I think upwards of at the minimum, $14 billion to Israel to roll over a country that they're already rolling over. But it's about saving money, though, right? Anyways, let's continue with the video. I'm, once again, borderline scrambled egg brains right now. Here we go.
And so it's like, okay, so a week ago, you're arguing that Israel has every right to starve 2 million people to death. Children, women and children, 2/3 of which women and children, right? Baby. The images that are coming out of kids as skeletons are heartbreaking. But our president is just arguing that is perfectly okay. And so a week later, you're like, I'm not talking to BB now.
And also, I think Mike Huckabee released some sort of statement that was kind of anti-Israel, and I was like, now I know this is a lie because he would never even sneeze at Israel the wrong way.
Mike Huckabee. Here's the thing with this guy. I'm not sure that he's a full-blown Douglas Murray. He might just be he might just be a dumb fuck. Like he's just like ideologically like God sent me here to protect Israel, to make sure that Jesus comes back someday. I'm like, oh man, this poor old man, bro. He knows nothing about the. He may not be a Douglas Murray. I'm just being real with you. Just as what I've seen of the guy, he may not be a full-blown Douglas Murray. He just maybe just like the dumbest guy in the room type person, or it's like, oh, you just fucking abuse their maybe platform or popularity to to get your agendas done. But anyways, there we go.
So it was like, you guys have just screwed the pooch. I think his statement came out either today. I can't even remember. It's all a blur.
He's talking about Yemen.
It's either late last night or early this morning, and I'm like,
yeah, he was talking about Yemen. He effectively said the United States doesn't need Israel permission.
Yes, that's it. If they they don't need our permission. Yeah. And I'm like, come on now, this guy's one of the biggest like hardliner Christian evangelicals in the country, especially in politics. So I was like, those words would never come out of his mouth sincerely. They're liars, and they're not good at it. They're terrible liars. That's what I've been saying a little bit about this administration, is that there's no desire to even formulate a coherent story or a lie that's believable. They just lie, and you're like, I can check that right now. I could literally have AI listen to your speech and fact check you as you're talking. They just say the most asinine things. And the base just kind of says, well, they're just saying those things to see how people react. It's for
negotiation tactics.
All the time. All they do is lie. It's bizarre.
It's for negotiations.
At least we've talked about it before, I think you and I, where we're like, Joe Biden kind of dressed it up, and I'd rather have the one that kind of lies to my face and I can figure it out. And it's at the same time, it's like, or Garland, actually, I think I talked to him about this, but I don't agree. I feel like my intelligence is being insulted. At least let me try to figure it out a little bit. Like, I know you're not telling the truth. Like, how are you
maybe a movie fan, Anthony?
Like,
Amen.
G is calling, and G is literally making statements saying he's not.
Listen, husbands and boyfriends disappear all the time.
And then you're like, well, you know, maybe, you know, you're like, why lie?
It is very bizarre. I've never seen anything like it.
It's like pathological lying. It's lying for no reason.
All presidents lie, but this is different.
Exactly.
Like this is, this is very different. I can't, like, it's hard to explain. It's one thing if you tell me, like, I always say Donald Trump is amoral to the truth.
Yes, I agree.
And so it's like, it could be raining outside. He's like, it's a sunny day. And you're like, dude, the window is open. What are you talking about?
And then if you say that, he'll be like, well, you know.
If you think about it theoretically,
he doesn't even care that he's caught in the lie.
When it rains, it pours.
Well,
it's weird. Like, I
that's not an explanation.
Interview, and she said, he's like, oh, the other countries pay for tariffs. We don't have to pay for tariffs. And it's like, yes, we do. What are you talking about? And she asks them, she says, he says, yeah, kids should be able to get away with not having $30 babies. First, who's buying $30 babies, right? But okay. She's like, they should be able to get by with 3. And the reporter was like, so you admit the tariffs are going to increase prices because otherwise they can get the $30 babies. Well, no, I don't admit that. But you just admitted it. Like, it's a very bizarre administration in a way that
maybe I had part 1 this and part 2.
Terrifying on some level. Because
I'm afraid my editor might.
What happens doesn't really
crash
matter.
my computer again or something.
They just lie. Like, it could.
It's too long form, man.
Eggs have gone down. No, they haven't.
No, they haven't. Gas has gone down. No, it hasn't. Not anything substantial. Not anything than a normal fluctuation.
Gas is under $2 now. I think some guy on Twitter was like, "I'll pay $1,000 to anyone that takes me like a photo of their gas station saying under $2 gas."
Yeah, I see. I'm seeing 305. What the fuck they're talking about?
I saw $2.95
Under $2. Where
the other
that at?
day.
It hasn't been under $2 since the Ukraine war happened. Dude, what the fuck are they?
I wish I owned a gas station. I'd be like, hold on a second.
Yeah, at 3 in the morning, like change the pricing around and take a picture, then change it back real fast. Trump was right, y'all. He was right. Then some dude was like, "Yo, I'll give you $1,000 if someone can take a picture."
Yeah, I
of their
saw that.
gas
That's a
station.
quick $1,000.
The gas station owner's like, "Yeah, right there, I got it, yo."
Yo,
Hey,
did
save
you
me that
hear
check.
this shit? Yo, did you hear these guys bring that up? Trump. Oh shit, I might be actually spoiling it. Whatever. You probably noticed.
What?
Trump is offering illegal immigrants $1,000 and a free plane ticket to leave the country.
Yeah, because it costs $17,000 to process them.
I might have
regularly.
been aware of that. Yeah, except for certain immigrants. Except for certain immigrants.
Yeah, but it's like, yo, this fucker. Fuck you. I thought this. I don't know. I'm kind of like I'm in between. I'm kind of like, oh, like yeah. If he catches you, you're going down inhumanely. But at the same
If he
time, it's
wants
like,
to catch
damn, bro,
you.
you're what happened?
If he wants to catch you. There's plenty of people that he doesn't want to catch.
Yeah, if he wants to catch you.
Hotel workers, maids, like farmers. He doesn't want to catch those guys. Those guys are.
There's a protected
landscapers
status.
and roofers.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not touching them.
There's a protected status.
My friends need these guys
Crazy.
here to do work for them for cheap.
So yo, you can't even come through with the shit the shit you said. Oh, it'll be easy. I don't know.
All right, let's continue. Here we go.
Also, Donald Trump is not making groceries.
Like
it's stuff like that. It's just weird. No,
oh, but Caroline Levitt brings her baby to the office.
Maybe we take over Greenland one day, huh?
Things that they give
Maybe
us,
take Greenland.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Maybe we make Canada the 51st state, huh?
Rah moments, and then it's like back to.
You know, people have been using that, Anthony, as a talking point to me of how extra bad Trump is. Like,
what?
I'm like, guys, why are you even mentioning shit like this? He said he's going to take over Greenland and take over Canada. I'm like, why are we giving
Why
they have no
but he bombed these kids over here. Let's just talk about this. We don't have to talk about anything else. He bombed these kids over here.
It's like if you're in a room cracking jokes and you feel like that person might not get it. Like that's where like he said he wants to take over Canada though. Like, bro, come on. If anyone thought that was realistic, I mean, I don't know what to fucking tell you.
It's like these brain dead liberals. Some chicks like had a video of Obama giving John McCain a eulogy, which is already a problem. That's already onto its own self. Just him giving John McCain a eulogy. It's already a problem. And then she's like, man, at least Obama kept it classy. Look how he's talking about John. I'm like, dude, he's my brother, Jerome King, bro. Like, this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's why that shit's coming up on the horizon, man. It's when is the midterms next year?
Yeah. It's gotta be 2026, right?
Yeah, and then you see the fucking AOC and Bernie rallies and shit. It's like we go from one dumb dumb to another dumb dumb to another dumb dumb, and we remain dumb.
Hey, and they're brand new. We gotta give them a chance.
Dumb. Yeah, now AOC's brand new. Like, bro,
we gotta give her a chance, man.
That's the shit I was trying to tell Ghost, man. Like, bro, we can see the writing on the wall.
Hey, if she has a podcast, you can look at her all the same, Jordan.
What?
Huh?
If AOC were alternatively to say have some kind of podcast, video, channel thingy thing, like you can look at her like that. You don't have to make her president.
Oh, He's talking about her blatant sexiness. Listen, there's plenty of videos. I've already seen enough. She's hot as shit. I don't want her to be the president, though. I just don't want that. She could be my president if she wants to be. She could just mine and mine only. Listen, you need me to bomb, the Middle East? I'll do it by myself. All for Queen Avis. From my queen, y'all. All right. There we go. She might be a Yankee fan, though. That's kind of scary. Whatever. Here we go.
Out there.
Yes, and
You can't be a fan of two evil empires at the same time. You can't do that.
I really was. And I'm not saying that I've lost all hope, but this is looking really bleak. I was very.
Explain that, because on the domestic front, I thought that
we needed a big change. I did, and I thought that he would kind of accelerate us in a way that was kind of sustainable, or in a way that wasn't so shocking. He was
explain that part. Accelerate us.
Because I think that he's accelerating us without knowing it. He's accelerating us into either multipolarity or into an inevitable break, which is it was inevitable anyway before Trump even came about. So I just was kind of looking at it from like a bright side. There's a silver lining. Like that's how I was looking at it. And now
a lot of politics going on.
Such a mess.
God damn.
Like you can't even get it like together. Like what? Like where are the Epstein files?
Yeah.
Where are the mass deport? Not that I'm saying that I necessarily want those things. These are things that you campaigned on. Where are the mass deportations? You're offering people $1,000 to leave, $1,000 in a plane ticket. You are desperate, bro. That's desperation. Like, what's really going on? What is happening? They want a $1 trillion military budget, and now Doge has cut their goal down to 150 million from 1 trillion. Or 150 billion. It's
cover your ears, Ben. Don't listen.
Yeah. Crazy.
Cover your ears.
And it's just like, it's such a bait and switch. I feel bad for MAGA diehards. I really do. Because they have to figure out how to do the mental gymnastics to excuse this.
Well, they're like liberals. They're cultists.
Even Dub's like, yeah, he got me, bro. He got me.
Dub's just like, stop bringing him up.
For the worst reason ever, the most cunty reason ever, like he's not getting
agriculture fucking illegal immigrants.
He's not getting rid of all the brown people, man. He's a disappointment. It's like, yeah.
You fucking
he betrayed us, man. He betrayed us.
I thought he was really bad about it.
For the dumbest reason. Yeah. Incredible.
10 toes down. He's not 10 toes down. I just realized.
Oh shit! All right, that's fucking hilarious, huh?
They really, really are.
I thought you were right. I thought you were the one, yo.
I am terrified of people who are in cults. Reality doesn't matter. Dear leader says this. Joe Biden is, sharp as a tack. Like that nonsense, right?
Right.
And Obama didn't have to give $1,000. Obama just deported like 3 million people or some insane number.
Exactly.
So
it's you achieve it by being quiet, right?
Yes.
That's what Obama does.
Great at being quiet.
Yep. Which is why a lot of people don't realize the crimes that those guys have committed. No one knows about it because they do it very quietly, and they give these intellectual. If they get caught on it, they start saying these quote unquote intellectual words to make it like word salad to make you think like, damn, something smart happened that's above my pay grade.
And Obama got away with murder because he was literally doing the quiet shit in our faces as we're talking about birthright citizenship and shit. Is he actually from average dumb shit like that? While this guy's doing, he's bending backwards to fucking give the military industrial complex everything they wanted, the fucking banks, the healthcare provide. Like he got so much shit in.
He did it so quietly, motherfuckers still think he was legit. There's people
motherfuckers
still think
he's cool. He kept it classy. Look how he's so nice to people.
The Sam Cedar crowds keep their fucking mouth shut, bro, about shit like that. They keep their mouth shut about the human disaster that Barack Obama contributed to. They keep their fucking mouth shut because they want to feel smart. Like your attempts to feel smart are so fucking dumb.
Yeah, I didn't even bring up Libya. Fuck Syria too.
I'm wrecked. Anyways, here we go.
Thank you. Thank you. That's cathartic and therapeutic for me to hear you guys say that.
Stop trolling, Ben. Stop trolling. How long have you been around here? You never heard me say anything about Democratic presidents or politicians? Like, that's a troll on itself. Like, that literally a fucking troll.
Yeah, I'm joking around.
Obama. He did a whole cartoon about Obama, bro.
I mean, one of my more recent videos is about Biden. Like, oh, this guy's lying, or he's lying that he was working tirelessly about Gaza, working tirelessly for a ceasefire. Like, that's bullshit. I already believed it was bullshit, but then they found evidence that it was bullshit, like testimony. But whatever, you know. See, this is why my brains turn to scrambled eggs, Ben, when you say shit like that, where I'm like, what the fuck are you coming from, and where the fuck are you saying this from? I don't get it. Anyways, here we go.
It does reach.
Just try to keep the topics.
I'll give you $1,000 to leave. Give me $1,000. Give me $1,000. I'll leave. I mean, I'll come back because I'm American. But
I'll leave too, bro.
Give me $1,000. Like, it's reeks of desperation.
I'll leave legal. I'll leave. Come back legal.
Well, we have so many.
I'll go wherever she is. Wherever she's going, I'm going with her.
We just need to
give me that $1,000.
Process.
She might be in Russia, bro.
What?
She might be in Russia, bro.
Fuck.
Like, you have so many people.
You can make black Russians together.
So let's say you have 2 million people. So you're gonna get 2 million people.
Nah, you're gonna get some Chris Brown.
Million people $1,000. Like,
I hope these beautiful women never see this show
it's
ever.
so ludicrous. Like, I don't even know how you do that.
I'll be embarrassed,
from
Anthony.
the executive branch.
But then I'll double down on it too.
Then you're gonna reel one in.
$1,000.
Like, but was a lie? I'll just say to Trump. But was a lie? Was a lie?
It was
Right.
It's weird. It's very bizarre.
In all
What
fairness,
do you think is going to happen if they hit Iran? Because
In all
under
fairness,
our model,
was a
I was
line.
thinking about it. The U.S. is going to.
that Mayor Pete shit was crazy. In all fairness,
We had nothing to do. That was all Israel.
he's riding a bike with his husband.
So, this kind of.
That's a crazy
path
ass
to Persia.
Trump said,
It's
bro.
kind of
Like,
that.
damn, bro, you just,
Okay,
Yeah,
we allow Israel to
that
hit
is one of the
Iran,
craziest
so we act
dog
like we didn't
whistles
have
I've
anything
ever
to do with
heard.
it.
Bro.
We were in negotiations, and so our hands are clean. But Israel is an attack dog force.
It's the delay. He
What do you
got
think
Trump has
happens after that
the
attack?
Well, first we need to address what the attack might be. I really think that it's going to be death by 1,000 cuts. I think that there might be some Israeli influence or
good insight
for these recent fires
I want to
and explosions
hear
in
this.
Iran. Israel likes to do death by 1,000 cuts. Iran debuted a new missile this week.
It's because they have to.
Use
They're
lessons that
bitches.
they learned from dealing with Israel and True Promise
Yeah, they can't 1v1 Iran.
to build this
True.
missile.
Nah.
And Israel didn't intercept anything. So does Israel really want a
Oh, this
huge
is funny,
retaliation? Another thing that's either suspicious or interesting, however you take it, is that Israel's blaming American air defense systems for failures. That when the missile hit Ben Gurion Airport, they said that was United States' fault because the air defense didn't activate. I don't know if they're setting up a scene for an Iranian retaliation to then blame the Americans that missiles got through.
Well, just be clear though.
I just want to add to that I watched a decent amount of the debate between Dave DeCamp and some fucking guy, some Iranian group thing that's, anti whoever's running Iran, right? Anti-Iran regime.
They're like the gusanos of the Miami Cubans.
Yeah, this guy, and he was basically saying what she just said, death by 1,000 cuts as a way to regime change. Like, he's advocating blatantly and directly, not mixing words. He says, I want regime change, but we shouldn't just bomb them and then take it over, right? He's saying, like, he's essentially saying death by 1,000 cuts. We'll support the groups in there that want to go against the government, right? The whatever revolutionary groups or counter to the government, the established government of Iran. Like, we'll fund those groups, but also heavy sanctions on top of that to make sure, like, to eventually lead to collapse. And thus you can rebuild the country in your own image, type of thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, and then this guy can't say certain things that would probably happen, right? Which would be like weapon funding or little strikes or bomb attacks from other groups or other countries. And that would essentially be what she's saying of death by 1,000 cuts. So people who are in America that are this guy who's an Iranian living in America, but doesn't like the government of Iran and wants to overthrow them, is also saying death by 1,000 cuts. I just want to throw that out there to lend some credence to what she's saying there. And it's not just, obviously, it's not just Israel. It's Israel, it's the U.S., it's many countries. Saudi Arabia might also be where they're like, yo, we'll shake your hand and smile over here, but in reality, we might fund some guys to fuck your shit up. If the plan is to go that direction. Like, if the U.S. and Israel go in that direction to fuck you up, we might go with it. Just because we want to be able to have our casinos and fuck whatever the fuck they got over there, right? Fucking WWE fucking events, UFC events.
UFC events, boxing matches.
Highest hot chick per capita or some shit. Girl in bikini per capita. Saudi Arabia's trying to make some big things happen, man. Anyways, here we go. Just to lend some credence to what she's saying. It's like she's making sense to me. Here we go.
The missiles did fire. They just missed. Like the THAAD system that the U.S. had, Iron Dome, both just missed.
They missed, and they blamed the THAAD. Correct. So
I didn't hear that.
You know, that might be a way to be
that
like
Israel blames strictly THAAD.
They hit us back, and your air defense didn't intercept it. That's exactly what. And that's what they said this past time. They made sure they said American THAAD AD did not intercept the missile.
From my understanding, that missile was going at hypersonic speeds by the time that thing came back into the atmosphere.
Nothing's taking that thing down. They're just being that's just talk. And that's another thing. They know that nothing's taking that thing down. So why are you even saying that? It just feels like a setup for something later.
But see, that's the other interesting question. They know that they're going to get hit if they hit Iran. Meaning they know that Iran can hit them and they can't stop them.
They can devastate the fuck out of them if they want to.
Depending upon how they hit Iran, the response is going to be withering. Like, I get the sense that Iran is looking for a reason to go after Israel.
No. No. That I absolutely disagree with. Because
I don't agree either.
I mean, let's say if there was no U.S. involvement in any of this, then maybe Iran would have already taken a shot at them. Like really take a shot at them. But with the U.S. there, even though it would be annoying in a long-term fucking war with Iran if the U.S. got involved and like really went to war with them, they're gonna lose though. At the end of the day, like they're gonna lose, and whoever remains will be the new leaders. Even if they quote unquote win, they lose, right? Let's say they held off the U.S. for 20 fucking years. It's still a bottomed out country at the end of the day, right? While the U.S. is still running like a fine-tuned machine, and Israel will be fine too, if it comes to that level of things. So Iran does not want that.
See how, or if he justifies what he just said.
Yeah, I'm curious too, because maybe they want to, but they don't think they can. I don't think they can. I think it would be as bad for them as it would be for US.
He said they're looking for anything. That's what he said.
Yeah, man, you don't want to get Iraqed. You don't want that to happen. Straight up. Even if it takes, once again, it will not be a 1 day or a 20-minute bombing session and all of a sudden Iran's done with. Like, no, it'll take years and years and years and years. But that will bottom out your fucking country, dude. It is what it is.
I feel like if you were really going to take his line of argument, again, I don't know if he's going to expand on it, but I feel like if you're going to take that line of argument, you would have to say like that Israel would be justified in aggressively, as I said, MO earlier in recent years of just like, just being very, if there's some kind of target or threat or whatever they see. That's why I was kind of saying I don't see why necessarily that it's like, I know you say the argument about Trump supplying them with missiles, but like if they're find a target and make there's some kind of attack in that area, I don't think it's like Trump's approving all of that. But I mean, I think that goes without saying. But no. But if you were gonna say like, well, they're looking for anything so that they can just unleash on it, and they really are just thirsty and chomping at the bit and drooling and ready for war, and like I don't know. Like I said, I'm interested to see if he it says like provides justification for why he would say that.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see that. I mean, I could believe the idea that the guy's like, listen, man, I want to knock your fucking teeth out, but I'm on parole. And if I punch you, I'm going to get in trouble for that. But I really want to punch you in the face right now. Like, I could believe something like that scenario, but actually itching to go to war,
people
I
understand
don't think
repercussions, whether it's a personal situation or a nation. They understand like the repercussions, retaliations. Like it's a two-way street. Like it's both sides mutually. And I just don't see, if you're arguing for that, it's like a really almost you must think they're a bad government or a terrible place if they're war hungry and don't even care about the consequence. I mean, it felt like, I don't know, maybe I heard him wrong or something.
I just disagree with him. We'll see where he goes. Here we go.
I don't. That's the part I don't quite understand. Like, if you know you're vulnerable, why are you going to strike them in this way when you know you can't stop their response?
We're not dealing with a rational actor here in Israel.
Yeah.
We in the United States, there's some rationality left. This is not a rational actor at all. They want a total capitulation, and if it means the destruction of the Middle East, that's fine. They don't care. They will rule over the ashes. They are completely irrational. A country with a Samson option is not a rational actor in any sense of the word.
Oh, damn.
Bibi's getting desperate.
Samson option.
This was supposed to be like, this is what Bibi thinks he needs to save his political career and legacy.
I'm calling him Bibi from now on.
I don't think that they care about the consequences. They clearly don't care about their population at all. They don't care.
So, yeah. For some reason I did not bring that up, which is stupid of me, and she actually kind of corrected me on that. Like, 1v1 Israel, Iran. Well, one side does have actually has nukes, so that's also part of the equation. For some reason, I'm just thinking if they had like a normal ass war, as stupid as that sounds, but quote unquote normal war, or like ground troops and missiles firing from one side to the other, but no nukes. That's what I'm saying by Israel getting ran over. But that nuclear option.
Well, there's a lot of Israel
allies motherfucker.
There's a lot of very powerful militaries that are pretty much Israel allies in the region.
There's a lot of people in the region that would love to see Israel get ran over, but no, they can't have that happen because of the U.S.
Yeah, because if you look at the funding of their militaries and things like that and our bases,
yeah. But also, the nuclear option, that one's, who knows? Or they're like, fuck it, the U.S. ain't helping us, we're gonna drop a nuke. Who knows? Right? Not saying that's realistic. I'm just saying that throwing it out there. Like, there is the nukes on the table.
Yeah, but there's repercussions too on your image too. I think a lot of these guys know that.
Image? It's like, you're gonna drop a nuke, bro.
Yeah,
that's more than image.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
the greater consequence is not image. It's something else, I think, if they actually drop nukes on someone. But all right, here we go. I forgot she brought up a good point there. Here we go.
Care about the population of Gaza. They don't even care. They don't care about their own population. Why would it matter? They love when Israelis get hurt. They love it. It's a PR bonanza for the Israelis.
I literally just said that before, like earlier. Like, these fools don't give a fuck about Israelis. The Netanyahus, the Smotrich, these guys don't care about Israelis. I don't think they actually do. These are gangsters, bro. They don't give a fuck about these motherfuckers. These are pawns to be used, in my humble opinion. And hopefully, the Israeli population wakes up to that fact. But it'll obviously be too late for Gazans, but maybe not too late for other things. But here we go.
Israeli government.
What, telegenically dead Jews were Israelis?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Netanyahu described.
And if Iran does it,
I'll be real. I might not edit this. I might just release part 1, part 2.
If Iran, would the U.S. Well, I guess that's 2 questions. Would they use the Samson option? First question, meaning, are they going to use nukes if they get hit in a very brutal, over the top, exaggerated
Even that,
way?
they would tell the U.S. first.
And does the U.S. get involved? I mean, the U.S. may say, we didn't have anything to do with it, our hands are off of it. But certainly, there at Diego Garcia, they've built up a massive military complex in Diego Garcia.
Yeah.
Israel does not have the capacity to hit Iran in any way that is existential by themselves.
Other than
I
nukes.
don't know how this. Yeah, I don't quite get it.
I mean, well, because they're irrational, we have no idea how they'll react. I highly doubt they'll execute the Samson option, especially when things are going so well for them. They have made huge advances into Syria. They actually like run the show in Syria right now. That government is a failure. Yeah. They're very far into Lebanon, as far as they need to be. Jordan's completely capitulated. Iraq is defanged. They don't want to get involved
nothing
at
like
all.
that.
The only people that they really have to deal with left are Iran and Yemen. And I just don't. I think that they're on too much of a high swing or an upswing to do a Samson option over Iran. They've almost finished all of their countries. We're almost done. The 7 countries in 5 years. It took a little longer, but they're almost done. They only have Iran left. That's it. I don't think they're going to blow themselves up. I just don't.
I know, but any attack on Iran is going to be met with withering force. We know at this point that Iran has the capability of decimating Israel.
Yes.
If they unleash.
And surrounding U.S. bases if they're just like, yo, we're under attack, in like their version of a Samson option where it's like they're just gonna try and kill us. So use whatever is necessary, like kill anyone who's gonna be an enemy. Maybe they show restraint, who knows? But that might include U.S. because there's U.S. bases surrounding fucking Iran, bro. There is. So they might say, fuck it, let's bomb them too. Like actually, not like the Soleimani shit where they like kind of purposely didn't blow up all these U.S. soldiers that they could have blown up. Kind of avoided them somewhat. If it's like, yo, backs against the wall and we have to get rid of people, like, let's just bomb all of them. Fuck it. Get rid of all of them. Like as many as we can. And then start working, with our region, right? With mountains and territory and ground forces and shit like that. Then start moving in that direction. Like, seriously. It's just like, nothing good comes from going to war with Iran, dude. Nothing good comes from that. Nothing. Well, obviously, war itself, nothing good comes from it. It doesn't. But I'm saying, like, even for the guys that are okay with conflicts and wars and military actions and all that shit, bro, I'm telling you right now, nothing good comes from Iran. Nothing. There's no W in that situation. Like, these guys are organized. They've been doing shit for years to protect themselves and build up, like, safeguards and all that shit. Like, and they have technology. These aren't, suicide vest ISIS guys, right? These are organized military, like, straight up military motherfuckers with some big powers backing them as well. That helps them with tech and financially. And intelligence. So this is not the dumb kid down the street, bro. As much as Americans think like, oh, we'll just run them over, we'll just kill them real fast. Like, no, no, you fuck out of here, dude. You're a dummy if you think that, in my humble opinion. But all right, here we go.
Up to this point, Iran has been extremely restrained, and that pragmatism has been taken for weakness. So I guess my thing is, this is a country of 80 million versus a country of 8 million. They would get decimated. And on some level, it will be existential for the state of Israel. The entire point of Israel, right? Safe haven for Jews. Well, it's no longer a safe haven.
That was blown out of the water.
Yeah, exactly. So when would you use the Samson option? If not, like, I'll give you an example. When Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear off,
oh shit!
And they,
boxing
kicked him out, but they were like, okay, but we're not gonna expel you from boxing. And people were like, okay, well, what do you need to do to expel somebody from boxing?
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like that, right? It's like,
what do I need to do to get a Samson option around here?
Exactly. And I'm not
already.
I'm just asking, like, what would that take if not an existential attack by what they consider to be a mortal enemy? And if Israel is going to attack Israel, the response is going to be withering. And then this is a secondary question of, does the U.S. get involved?
Of course it does.
I guess all of this, as you point out, this is very irrational for the state of Israel because they are risking the state in any significant attack on Iran.
Well,
At least that's my thought. I could be
we're
wrong.
probably going to join in to prevent this this horrible retaliation on Israel. We'll probably do our best to mitigate that. I would think.
I would
But
think so too.
how? We said our hands are off it.
It's
We'll
bullshit.
see. I mean, we say different things from 12 hours to 12 hours. We're not even day to day anymore. We're like, I can't even keep up anymore. I might have to do.
Zelensky's a dictator. Mr. President, you called Zelensky a dictator yesterday. I never said that. I never said that. You're fake news. They lie. Like, I never said I was going to cut the military budget. I never said that ever. Where'd you hear that from? From you 5 minutes ago. I never said that.
2 or 3 shows a week because by the Sunday to Sunday, I'm like, we have had like a decade in a week, as Lenin would say.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like it seems suicidal, which is why. Look, my thing is, if I'm traveling, my mom will always say, "I don't want you traveling to a war zone." She always like, "Is that place safe?" Like that's her first thought, right? Is the place safe? Because she knows me. I'll go anyway. And I always tell her, if I die on a trip, then I lose. Like it's like you can do all sorts of stuff, but if you die doing it, you lose. It kind of breaks the premise. I feel that way about countries too. If they are doing this, like what comes back is unpredictable. I understand Netanyahu's an ideologue. I get it. But this is, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't have an answer to this one.
Neither do I. I mean, we're dealing with 2 very irrational actors, the United States and Israel.
Dummies.
Yeah. Well,
there's a reason I call these people dumb people. Just saying. Like there's a reason why these go to all the big schools and all that shit. These politicians, these people are dumb as fuck, bro. These are dumb human beings. I kid you not. They're actually stupid. But anyways.
What do you think happens to the region? Does this embroil the region into just...
The region is screwed.
Yeah.
Screwed.
Well,
it's gone too far. I agree with her. It's gone too far. Right? Syria's been overran. Libya's been overran. Somalia is still essentially fighting a civil war, I guess. But they still get bombed by the U.S. or whatever. I guess they just stopped bombing Yemen as of recently, a couple days ago. But who knows if that kicks back up after Trump comes home from the Middle East. If he makes it home. There's just so many factors going on in all of that. Yeah, that region is actually fucked. But don't worry, they'll have plenty of McDonald's there sooner or later. There'll be plenty of McDonald's and UFC pay-per-views and wrestling Royal Rumbles and shit like that. Hey, it'll look very clean and polished. It'll have a nice Armani suit and shake hands with the president of France.
The only people that have any power left is Saudi, and their power is capitulated to the United States. That's it.
Yeah.
No one else has any power. UAE and Qatar are preoccupied with other projects. They're not going to get involved in this.
Yeah.
No, Saudi.
Okay. Once again, I apologize for the computer crash. I might try to edit this together, but my computer crashes sometimes when I try to edit. It's just fucking annoying. It really is. But if not, I can release these as part 1, part 2. That would work. Although it'd be like kind of weird, sketchy style. I don't know. It'd be weird. Like I'll be like mid-sentence in one video, it gets cut off, and then I start somewhere completely differently in the next part. So, but I'll do it. I'll see what I can do. Hopefully put this together, and I'll release this as one giant chunk as a premiere again. Because I like this content. I like what these guys were saying. I'm like 95%, I think, in agreement with both of them on what we're hearing so far. Or at least the questions they're bringing up, I think, are worthy questions. And their assessments of asking those questions, like, where would we go from here? Like, what do we do here? Their answers or responses to those questions are 100% on the table as far as I'm concerned. and worth thinking about. I do want to throw in the idea of like some sort of quote unquote all out peace deal thing, which sounds absolutely unrealistic based on the terms of it. But if it did happen, please do not forget all the bullshit. Right? Don't forget the bullshit that happened beforehand that led to a reason for a peace deal in the first place. Do not forget any of that stuff. I beg you to. It's like a fucking player doing like 5 turnovers and then they hit the game-winning shot. Like, well, they were up by 10. He did like 5 turnovers. The score got close, and then the guy hit a game-winning shot. Let's not forget the turnovers in the first place, right? Like, those are important too. It's important context. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, all in all, though, I thought an interesting video, interesting questions, and on a topic I feel a lot more familiar with, and I think they both kind of nailed it. Anyone else want to say anything about this? Please go ahead.
No, I was just no. The reason I wanted you to watch this was just to get like a quick summary on like what like this
Yeah.
all that happened today, what you've been talking about for months. I don't know. It's just good to see somebody try to like line it all up to the present day and be like, yeah, this isn't working. That's not working. Like I don't know what the fuck these guys think they're doing. Who they're fooling.
Yeah.
This shit is not smart. Like this is not. It's not 5D chess Trump's playing. This shit's fucking checkers.
I mean, I'm trying to find the 5D chess in it. I'm letting people argue the 5D chess. I just don't see it. Where is it?
I don't see it. It doesn't seem to be there.
So, yeah. This was actually a pretty good video, I think.
Trump, I think, has threatened to rain hell down. They have threatened to open up the gates of hell. I look at it as like, those movies where there's 2 opposing guys with like, and they're like shooting like beams at each other or something, and like the beams are like some Marvel movie, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's wait. Just keep going, dude. Who cares?
Like maybe somehow the 2 hells can just like go past each other or counter each other out, and just it'll all be okay. Hopefully I'll be okay.
That's fair enough, but that's not okay. That's not okay. It's, hey man, my missiles are aimed at you at 24/7, and other guys like, hey man, my missiles are aimed at you 24/7. Okay, so let's not shoot each other because we have missiles aimed at each other. Okay, fine. That's not a win for humanity or anyone or anything on any level, except for 2 dweebs aiming missiles at each other. That's it. Because if the missiles strike and hit, it doesn't hit them. It hits everyone in between, in the middle of them. They're the ones that actually lose.
Yeah,
but for them,
most people
fine.
down the chains don't have any option. They just have to follow orders and launch missiles.
Yeah. And they lose. Like the rest of us. We all lose when these megalomaniac... I mean, I don't want to go that far, man. I think they're just fucking... They keep it simple, bro. These guys are fucking idiots. These are doofus, dweeb idiots. They're actually dumb people that are also not personable. These are trash cans. Get the fuck out. Go back to kindergarten. Start there. We'll keep it moving. That's where I'm at with these guys. But whatever. Overall, good video. I thought it was, well, I'll say good video because it lines up almost damn near where my philosophy or my guesses, my ideas of this geopolitical shit goes. That's why I'm calling it good. But don't take my word for it, please. Look into it for yourself. Don't forget to subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree, tell me what you think. If you have counter information or something that adds to a point, make sure you make the point and then add the information to it in the comment section if you want to. Always appreciated. Don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. Thank you. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in, I know you wanna get out. the